Hello and welcome to Rathod's IAS. Today in this video, we are going to discuss current affairs of 30th July 2023. So let's get started. Before that, I am very glad to say that we are getting a lot of answers from the students. So students are responding. So keep responding, so that will be helpful for you and me, because it will be supporting me and it will be encouraging me to come up with more informative videos. And with this encouragement, I can do more research to come up with a good current affairs before you. And in the same way, it will be helpful for you students, but whenever you are giving the answers, so it will be helpful to you to think which is correct or not. Okay, and I'm getting the good answers from the students like Kavya, Aditya, User, and Naveen, Nawaz. And also Geeta gave 2 answers for 2 questions. So keep rocking and keep answering the questions that I am asking, okay, and encourage me. So now let us try to see some brief introduction regarding the topics first. So the first topic, it is about plastic pollution. So I think it is not a new topic, right? So you might be thinking that why ma'am is discussing this plastic pollution now. But here the cause of concern here is, so this microplastic is not only present nearby the areas which are lived by the people, but even in uninhabited islands also there is increased pollution caused by this plastic. So this is cause of concern, and there are 2 studies now which says about, yes, there is a plastic pollution prevalent in the water bodies. So we are going to see what are those studies, and you have to understand what is this microplastics. So what is this concept of microplastics? Because already the question appeared in prelims regarding this microplastics. So this topic is important from your environment and ecology. And one more thing I want to say here is, don't skip Sunday's newspaper. So this Sunday's newspaper is important to cover science and technology and environment, because you will be having a separate science page. So we will be having exclusive focus on that science page in this Sunday. And next topic, it is about TB. Over 80% rate cure seen in modified BE-PAL regimen trail. So here, as you all know, that TB, it is one important disease, and it is caused by bacteria, that is Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which is a causative organism of this TB. But here, to treat this TB, we have to take antibiotics for sure, and this antibiotic regimen will be long. So if you are talking about treatment, we will be having first line drugs and second line drugs. So whenever there is resistance of this TB towards 2 first line drugs, it is called as drug resistant TB, right? And if it is having resistance of more than 2 drugs which is used for this treatment, then it is called as multi-drug resistant TB, right? Okay, that is extensive XDR, extensive multi-drug resistance TB. So here this article says that we have 3 drugs. So by using these 3 drugs or 3 medicines, here the curative percentage, we can cure this TB for 85%. So this topic is important from science and technology and even health point of view, which comes in the GS paper 3. And next topic, it is threat of dengue fever escalates globally. So here one important relation between climate change and increasing of dengue cases that you can see in this article. So because of increasing of global warming, that led to suitable conditions for the growth of mosquitoes. So because of this growth of mosquitoes, so mosquito-borne diseases had been increased substantially. So one such disease here is dengue. And even in yesterday's lecture, we studied that 24/7 surveillance center which is established in Delhi to monitor these dengue cases. That means in India also there is spike of dengue cases. So here you have to understand some facts regarding this dengue. So which is a causative organism, so what are the signs and symptoms, so what is the treatment, so what is the relationship between global warming and mosquito breeding. So this topic is important from your environment and ecology, and here we are studying about the seas, so it comes under your science and technology. And next topic is ice-free Greenland. So you have to see Greenland. Greenland, it is present in the temperate region. Okay, temperate to tundra region. We can see the presence of this Greenland. And in map, if you open your physical map, you can see this Greenland will be in white in color. Will you accept it or not? So what this white color represent? It represents that. So this Greenland is covered by ice. It is covered by ice. So why it is in news now? Because of melting of ice. So there is melting of ice in Greenland. So what might be the causes? So we have to see that. So first question of the day is, what are the causes for global warming? What are the possible causes for global warming? So this is the first question. And next topic is about H5N1 strikes more fur farms and mammals in Europe. So this article is talking about H5N1 virus. It is nothing but bird flu virus. It is nothing but bird flu virus. So there is increased number of cases of bird flu, okay, in Europe. So here we have to know some facts regarding this bird flu virus, that is avian influenza. So this topic is important from your science and technology, which comes in the GS paper 3. And this topic is important from both your prelims and also from your mains. And next topic is India's tiger population goes up. MP has most big cats. So if we're talking about big cats, that is nothing but tigers. So now we have the census of tiger, that is 2022 census, and this census had been released recently, and this census says that there is increased number of tiger. And here you have to know about one important thing, that is Project Tiger. So second question of day here is, so what is this Project Tiger? So here you have to know about what is NTCP. Okay. So here these are the topics that we are going to discuss in this video. So this video is going to be short compared to that of other videos or weekday videos. So here Sunday you will be not having the text and context. You will be not having editorial. So you will be focusing on exclusively on the science page. So now let us try to see the first topic. It is about plastic pollution. Title says plastic pollution widespread in water bodies across the world. So across the world in water bodies. So what are all comes under water bodies? So third question here is, so which comes under this water bodies? So I can say ponds, I can say lakes, rivers, seas, oceans, right? So in all these water bodies, yes, there is increased plastic pollution. So this is one cause of concern, and now let us try to see this topic in detail. So here you have to see which plastic pollution is happening. So plastic pollution is due to microplastics. It is because of microplastic. So microplastic is nothing but 10 power minus 6. Micro means 10 power minus 6, right? So versus very small size of plastic is called as microplastic, and you can see that in the image here. So recently 2 papers they published in Nature, and they had evidence that plastic contamination is seen widespread in coral reefs and as well as even the freshwater lakes. Even the freshwater lakes and coral reefs, there is a plastic pollution. And the next question of the day is, so please let me know which are the freshwater lakes in India. Freshwater lakes in India and even freshwater lakes in world. Some famous freshwater lakes in the world. So please let me know, okay? So 2 papers had published that there is an evidence of widespread plastic contamination that is seen in coral reefs and as well as in freshwater lakes. So the reef study finds that larger fragments, mostly debris from fishing industry, they make up most of the plastic found, and these microplastics, they are especially abundant in deep reefs. So we're talking about coral reefs. We will be having two types of coral reefs. So most of them, they see that this coral reefs only present in the surface, but it is not correct. Even in the deep water also we have these coral reefs. They are, for example, we have surface reefs. Next one is deep reefs. So for example of this deep reefs is azooxanthellae reefs, that is black corals. So this was in news. So black corals are examples of deep corals, and in these deep corals we are seeing there is a large amount of plastic pollution compared to that of the surface reefs. So this is the first study findings. And also they went for assessment of freshwater lakes, reservoirs, and in these freshwater lakes and reservoirs also they found that these water bodies are contaminated with microplastics. So here the study which is done in 84 shallow and deep coral ecosystems, and out of this they found that 77 out of 84 sites they had contaminated with this plastics, and these are the earth's most remote and near pristine reefs, and even in uninhabited, that is they are not habitated by this population or people. So people they didn't live here, but even in this uninhabited Central Pacific atolls also they had been even facing this problem of pollution, that is plastic pollution. And here if you see this microplastics, they account for about 88% of debris found, and especially the levels of this microplastic which is high in the deep reefs compared to that of this shallow reefs. And why? Because whenever the fishing vessels or fishermen, whenever they are venturing into this water, so whenever they found that their nets had been spoiled, means so they are leaving their nets to the water. So after some years, what happened? This plastic will be getting into pieces, and that will lead to the formation of this microplastic. So this is one important reason for this microplastic pollution. And whenever this plastic which is seen in the water, because of water currents or oceanic currents, so we have cold oceanic currents, we have warm oceanic currents, we have surface oceanic currents and deep oceanic currents. So because of this there is a continuous movement of water is happening. So because of this plastic is spread all over the world. And if you see in the most surveyed areas, fishing vessels were identified as one of the main source of plastic. For example, they are going for discarding of traps, discarding of fishing nets, etc. So in a study, in the second study, they found this plastic pollution is seen in the lakes and reservoirs. They found microplastics at the sample sites, all the sample sites. So these two types of the lakes, they are particularly vulnerable compared to that of other thing, to the plastic pollution. For example, lakes and reservoirs which are present near the densely populated and urbanized areas, they are most vulnerable. And large lakes and reservoirs with elevated deposition areas, and whenever they are having the higher levels of anthropological influence, that means whenever there is action of human, then that areas are the most vulnerable. And the two studies, they demonstrate the widespread contamination of water bodies with plastic debris, and even they underscore the greater urgent need of coordinated systematic monitoring and plastic pollution. So actually because of these two studies we understand that so plastic is ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means presence in everywhere. So as we know that microorganisms are ubiquitous, so in the same way in this 21st century, like microorganisms, even this plastic is ubiquitous. So I don't know whether you will be accepting this statement or not. So please let me know your opinion in the comment box regarding whether you are accepting that plastic is present everywhere or not. So here what is the need? The need here is urgent, coordinated, systematic monitoring of plastic pollution. So what are these microplastics? So microplastics are plastic debris, and this debris which is smaller than 5 mm in length or about the size of sesame seed. So sesame seed means nothing but you can see white color, black color seeds that you will be using in preparation of curries, etc. Right? So here the sesame seed is very small. So the size of this microplastic is also that much small. It is like smaller than 5 mm in length. And what is the source? So they are having the wide variety of sources. For example, larger piece of the plastic, they will degrade into the smaller pieces, and even that smallest species, or which is very much difficult even to detect. So these are the microplastics. And if you're talking about why these are harmful in nature, so if you're talking about the durability of plastics, so that is nothing but for hundreds and thousands of years they will present and they will not decompose as much as soon as possible. So because of this, it is one cause of concern. And in oceans, plastic pollution which impacts marine life and as well as oceanic health and coastal tourism and even human health also. So over the past few years, various reports they have shown that marine animals such as whales, such as seabirds and turtles, they unknowingly ingest plastic and they will be suffocating. So because of this, even they will be having the impact on the respiratory system of these animals. And for humans also, marine plastic pollution is harmful because we are taking the seafood also, right? We will be consuming the sea crabs, we will be consuming the sea fishes, etc. So because of this, what happens? So whenever these fishes they are ingesting this microplastic, that plastic will be entered into the food chain. So because of this, we can see bioaccumulation will be happening, right? So this is about this topic. And here if you see the data, so this is data according to 2019. It said that average person eats 50,000 particles of microplastics each day. And the consumption of plastic, it is very harmful, because even there was one study that even the blood of humans they found microplastics, right? So because of this, it is very harmful and difficult as well to control. And now let us see the next topic. It is about TB. Over 85% cure rate seen in modified B-PAL regime trial. So here we have to see what are those 3 drugs under this B-PAL regime. And this topic is important from your science and technology. So if you're talking about context, why it is in news? Yes. So here what happened? We went for clinical trials. So in this clinical trials here, so they are doing this clinical trials to identify safety and effectiveness of all oral short course treatment. And this treatment, it is with 3 drugs to treat this TB, right? So here the trial which has enrolled about 400 patients or participants, and they began studying from October 2021. And this trial uses just 3 drugs. B-PAL includes bedaquiline, next one is pretomanid, next one is linezolid. So these are the 3 drugs which mainly used for the TB. And the treatment lasts for only 26 weeks, and in contrast to 8-9 tablets each day for 18 months in the case of conventional treatment. So if you are suffering with this drug resistant TB, you have to take 8 to 9 tablets a day, and you have to take it continuously for 8 to 9 months. So it will be very lengthy, and even if you skip the medicine, means that will have a chance of developing this drug resistance as well. So the more number of tablets a day and longer the treatment duration, then there will be the lower the treatment adherence. So because of this, that will lead to poor outcomes. And if you are having this B-PAL regime, so which has been approved by WHO, but it has to be still implemented. It has not been implemented in India, so we have to implement this. And India is targeting to reduce this TB incidence by 80% and TB deaths by 90% in this 2025. So this is the targets of India. So in case of conventional treatment for this drug resistance TB, so cure rate is 60 to 75%, even when patients are strictly adhering to the protocol. So if we're talking about this, what is this TB? TB is infectious disease which caused by bacteria and which is affecting primarily lungs. And if you're talking about spreading, so yes, this TB can be spread easily, for example, through the air. And whenever the person who speaks, who sneezes, who coughs, so at that time the droplets which come out, so that droplets will be having these microorganisms. And if you're talking about what are the measures already taken by Government of India, so Government of India took some measures to control this. So first one is the National Tuberculosis Elimination Program, so which aims to strategically reduce TB burden in India by 2025. And next one is the National Strategic Plan for TB Elimination, and it was launched to achieve the target of ending TB by 2025 in a mission mode. And next one is government also came up with this Nikshay Poshan Abhiyan, so to meet nutritional requirements of these TB patients. And next one is patient provider support agencies to engage with the private sector, and they want to engage with the patient provider support agencies, and they have been rolled out across 250 districts to the domestic setup. And next one is, here we also came up with universal drug susceptibility testing. So we have to ensure and we have to diagnose that once the patient who is suffering from this TB, so we need to go for sure in this drug susceptibility, whether he is susceptible or not, whether the resistance is present or not. So we can understand all those things. And next one is, government also came up with this Pradhan Mantri Mukt Bharat Abhiyan. So it tries to bring all stakeholders together, and it also tries to support those who are suffering with this TB. And even here government will be accelerating the country's progress towards this TB elimination. So if we're talking about these two drugs, that is Baraquilin and Dilaminate, so these were the two new drugs. Okay, they have been made available for this management of this drug resistance TB. So what are the challenges that you are facing? So these challenges is also very, very important. So even though number of steps taken by government, even though number of issues which are faced by the government, so one important issue here is there is some challenges regarding eradicating of TB. First one is there is lack of clarity on definitions of end TB, and there is also poor primary health care which is seen in the rural areas, and even in urban areas of the private sector. So there is unregulated private health that will lead to widespread irrational use of anti-TB drugs, and even pasteurized milk, that is non-heated milk or unheated milk, and as well as dairy products will also make milk another potential source of TB causing organisms for the humans. And this one is, there is also a problem, that is there is lack of awareness, and even multi-drug resistance TB is also one important issue. So these are the challenges regarding the eradicating of TB in India. So now let us try to see the next topic. Title says, threat of dengue fever escalates globally. That means across the globe. That means in almost all the countries they are facing this issue called as dengue fever. So this topic is important from your science and technology. So let me know which mosquito causes this dengue, whether it will bite in the daytime or during night time. Okay. So if you see context, it says that the recent surge in dengue cases globally, including in new regions, has been alarming and poses significant global health challenges. So here what happened across the globe, there is increasing of dengue cases, and even in the new regions also there is alarming level reporting of this dengue cases seen. So it is cause of concern. So even WHO, that is World Health Organization, forecast the possibility of record level cases. And especially here what is the issue is because of this global warming or increasing of temperature, which is very much favor for the breeding of disease transmitting mosquitoes. So if we are talking about the details, it says that dengue fever is caused by which virus? Dengue virus. So you have to remember this. It is a viral infection, not bacterial. And it is prevalent highly, especially it caused in 400 million people each other as per this data which is released by WHO. And this dengue virus, it is an RNA virus. It is not a DNA virus. It is RNA virus of Flaviviridae family with 4 serotypes. We have dengue virus 1, dengue virus 2, dengue virus 3 and dengue virus 4. So infection with one serotype provides lifelong immunity to that type. So if you are getting dengue once, that means it will be not getting once again. So you have to see which strain caused this dengue fever. And there is no specific antiviral treatment for this dengue. So prevention which is relies on controlling just mosquito population, and we have to go for raising of public awareness regarding this dengue disease or dengue fever. So if you're talking about outbreaks in 2023, since beginning of 2023, several regions of America, they experienced this outbreak, and even some areas in Brazil, Peru, Bolivia, they recorded highest number of cases. And because of changing of climatic conditions in Europe, that is increased heat waves, it also led to the floods, heat waves, prolonged hot summers. So they also created a very favorable environment for the dengue causing mosquito species. And next one here is the European Center for Disease Prevention Control, which warned an increase in this dengue virus infections across the region. And actually this, if you see these dengue cases, they have also increased in India, and Delhi came up with an initiative that is 25/7 surveillance for these dengue cases. And even in some states like Kerala, Odisha, Assam, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Karnataka, they are also reporting large number of dengue cases, and you have to see whether your state is there or not. So if we talk about signs and symptoms, so we will be having eye pain, we will be having the muscle aches, and even whenever you touch, wherever you touch on your body, you feel like pain. Next one is bones pain, joint pain, fever will be there, severe headaches, nausea and vomiting, and sometimes you can see rashes on your body also. So next topic it is about ice-free Greenland. So you have to open your atlas and you have to see where is this Greenland located. So if you see the context, it says that a large portion of Greenland was an ice-free tundra landscape. So actually now it is mainly covered by trees and roaming woolly mammoths. In the recent geological past, it is according to the new study. So this study says that this Greenland was under this ice cover from 4,20,000 to 3,74,000 years. And now because of increasing of global warming, that led to melting of this Greenland very fast. So because of this, we can see there is an increasing of sea level or sea level rise. Despite atmospheric levels of heat trapping carbon dioxide is being far lower than today. So here this indicates that ice sheet on this Greenland may be more sensitive to this heat caused climate change, and if there is anything which happens, means that change is irreversible, and if there is rapid melting which is going to be seen in the coming centuries. So this is the idea of this article. And now let us see next topic. It is about H5N1. So H5N1 strikes more fur forms and mammals in Europe. So here you have to focus on some facts regarding this H5N1, that is avian influenza. So if you're talking about context, it says that Norway and Germany, they reported the detection of H5N1 virus in mammals. And even they found that there is spread of this H5N1 virus to the other countries also. So if you're talking about other countries, yes, Finland reported this H5N1 virus in the fur forms, and even Finland also reported the outbreaks. And new detection, it was at a facility that raises blue foxes now. Okay, so here if you see the type, we have influenza A, influenza B, C and D. So influenza A, which affects animals including the birds. Influenza B affects humans. Influenza C, which affects humans and pigs, but more rare when you are comparing with that of this A and B virus. And influenza D, which affects cattle. So here we have different subtypes, that is H5N1, H2N2, like that. So if you're talking about some facts regarding this avian influenza or bird flu, so it refers to the disease, and this disease caused by infection of influenza A type of virus. So here the virus that can affect the mammals from the birds, and this phenomenon is called as spillover. So H5N1, it is a subtype of avian influenza, and this influenza also have the potential to infect other mammals such as minks, ferrets, seals, domestic cats, etc. And if you're talking about symptoms, so we will be having the mild to severe headache, and illness will be there, and fever will be there, cough, sore throat, muscle aches, nausea, abdominal pain, diarrhea and vomiting. So these were some signs and symptoms of this dengue fever. So if we're talking about treatment, there is no vaccine as of now. So we can take some medicines, okay, so that you can get some relief. And next topic, it is about India's tiger population. India's tiger population goes up. MP has most big cats. So this article is at most important and you have to remember the data for sure. So what is the context? India's tiger population increased to 3,682 in 2022. So in 2022, tiger population had been increased to 3,682. So in 2018, that is in the last census, it was just 2,967. That means a drastic increase of this tiger population is seen. So if we're talking about details, it mainly says that, so this is an upward evasion from April with a minimum of 3,167 animals. They were estimated by this WWI. And it also includes that or indicates that the growth over the past decades here is there were 2,226 tigers reported in 2014, and from that period now we had more than 3,000 tigers. And actually in 2022 the highest number of tigers here is 785, and they are seen the first state where the tiger population is high is Madhya Pradesh, second one is Karnataka, third one is Uttarakhand, and fourth one is Maharashtra. And next one is India's tigers. They have largely concentrated in 53 dedicated tiger reserves in India. And these reserves, which are most number of reserves or tigers, they were seen in Corbett National Park in Uttarakhand. And if you're talking about here in central India, Sivalik Hills and Gangetic Plains, they also witnessed in higher population of tiger. Okay, next one here is certain regions such as Western Ghats, and they also experience some decline, okay, decline in the number of tigers. So that here government came up with this monitoring and conservation efforts of these tigers. And some states like Mizoram, Nagaland, Jharkhand, Goa, Chhattisgarh and Arunachal Pradesh, they have reported disquieting trends. They will be having a very small population of this tiger or the number of this tiger. And approximately 35% of the tiger reserves, they are urgently requiring the enhanced protection measures, and they need to have habitat restoration, and they have to ungulate augmentation, and even they have to focus on subsequent tiger reintroduction also. So here one question that comes here in your brain, I don't know whether it will be coming or not. So what is the need here? So why we need to go for conserving of these tigers, right? So first one is it is important for maintaining of proper balance in the biodiversity. So tigers are apex predators and they play an important role in maintaining the ecological balances. For example, if the tigers are there, so on which animals this tiger will be depending, for example, deer, some herbivore animals, right? So they will helpful for the protection. Okay, the first one here is protection, and next one here is tourism. So here tigers, they are a major tourist attraction in the countries like India, so that it will be helpful for generating of revenue or income from this ecotourism as well. And next one is cultural significance. So here tigers, they are an important cultural symbol in many cultures and as well as religions. And if we're talking about one more important advantage here is scientific evidence or scientific research. So tigers, they are an important subject of scientific research as they are the keystone species, and their conservation that will also help to protect the species of their environment and ecosystem. And next one here is climate change. So tigers, they are an indicator species, so which means that their presence or absence, they can indicate the health of the ecosystem. And even when we are focusing on this conservation of this tiger, they can also help to protect the ecosystem from the effects of climate change. So this is about this topic, and these are some important articles that appeared. So here I want to make a small announcement. We in Rathod's IS, we came up with this daily mains answer writing course, and in this course here we are focusing on exclusively improving of answer writing skills for the beginners and students who already gave their attempts. And here in this course we are covering GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4 along with case studies and essays as well. And we provide model answer for each and every question, and also there will be detailed evaluation of your written answer, and there will be live doubt clearing session on every Sunday, and we are also providing one-to-one mentorship. And the cost of this course here is 8,200. So you can visit our website for the enrolling purpose, and even you can call me on this number 8074765513 if you need any assistance regarding enrollment process. So now I want to show how we are going to evaluate your answers. So many students, they have doubt, right? So in this format, okay, so you have to write answer on white paper and you have to send your answer into our mail in the form of PDF, so that there will be correction which is done by the team of experts. So here this is question, and this part is introduction, and here body is there, that is key challenges, ethnic religious issues and fishermen. So this question, it is about India-Sri Lanka relations. So in this way here you can see how answer is presented. So answer is presented in this introduction, body, and finally you can see there is a conclusion, right? So in this format we will be giving you the detailed feedback, like whether you address the demand of question or not. So which part you didn't address, so what can you add, so what can you delete, so how can you improve your presentation by diagrams or by charts or by maps or by using flow charts, etc. So all we will be giving you, and we are going to discuss how to improve your presentation in the live doubt clearing session, right? So try to join this course. So this course is very important and very advantageous for the students. So I wish that you are going to join this soon, and tomorrow you are going to start this course. So try to join this, so it will be absolutely very beneficial, and I wish you are going to join this course, and we are going to meet on live soon. So this is about this important topics, and now let us try to see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So this is our today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So first topic here is Manipur government, let strife go out of control, says India. Okay, so here a team of 21 MPs from India coalition, they landed in this Impal, and the delegation headed for the relief camps in this area. But what happened now, here this issue which is going on very hard to control. So this is the thing which mainly said. And if you move forward in the city page, you can see conjunctivitis, doctors advised to maintain hygiene and distance. So this conjunctivitis, itis means nothing but inflammation, the conjunctiva which got inflamed in the eyes. So this is about this topic. And if you move forward in the states page also, most of the articles are political articles, so they are not at all important. And leave this classified page. And in this page number 8 also there is nothing much important. In this news page there is an article regarding Udan scheme, so you have to see what is Udan scheme. Okay, so it is regarding the airways. Okay, and if you move on, you can see along with Japan and India, China can join debt relief effort for Sri Lanka, says Nirmala. So this article is also very important. And this topic is facing the Act's new forest definition makes large tracts vulnerable. So here goes this article once. And here in this news page, page number 11, you can see this article regarding India's tiger population goes up. So I discuss this topic. And next one is about scientist touches toughest experiment sourcing equality products from government e-marketplace. So go through this article once, and even this article is important regarding shrimp farming. So in the world page, you can see African Union, European Union increase heat on Niger coup leaders. So go through this article once. And in the science page, I discussed about this pollution article, plastic pollution article, and I discussed about this drugs to treat this TB and even dengue also I discussed, and even I discussed about this Greenland topic also. So these are some important articles that appeared in today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. So if you really like this video, hit the like button and try to give the answers for the question that I asked. And if you are visiting our channel for the first time, so hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you will be getting videos when we are posting the videos without any delay. So By this I am concluding. Thank you so much.